like a house truck kind of.
We're Kemi and Nico, and we live on a family legacy property in sunny Waikato in the heart of Aotearoa. We've been inspired to start documenting our time here, to honour what my grandparents created and to share our life steeped in art. These are our Penpyddle Diaries. So we've been making mini huts for 6 or 7 years now?
Yes. Well, didn't start selling them at first.
But this year is the year of mini huts for us. So this year is us spending time developing the business side of it so that we can produce more, sell more, and actually make a stable income, which is pretty much unheard of for artists these days.
Yeah. The mini hut started off as highly crafted. As time's gone on, we've figured out all these kind of factory type processes and robotic kind of ways to do things, and we're developing those tools now. I started to make some simple ones, but there's more complex sort of things to come.
Yeah, and we're going to go into that more in a different episode, but this episode we wanted to talk about the materials that we make these mini huts out of, which are these big tin cans and 2x4s. We started collecting these back in Wellington when we lived there. We worked at a cafe and we would take the recycling home. That's how it all sort of began. But then when we stopped working at the cafe, we would go to a pizza shop because obviously they use lots of tomatoes. We would be the weird guys to go into the pizza shop and ask if we could go through their recycling bin. This is the Te Aomunu tip shop, and all around the country we have these amazing tip shops where people go and dump their rubbish, but the council employ people to go through it and take out good stuff that could still be used, and put it into the tip shop.
Or you just donate your old stuff to the tip shop.
Yeah, and so there's excellent stuff in there. You find awesome stuff, super cheap, and there's always wood. Yeah, there's heaps of wood waste in the building industry and in home DIY projects as well.
Even with the cost of it at the moment, which is skyrocketing, the dump shop's still extremely cheap because no one can build with that stuff that short.
But we can. We turn it into mini hut gold.
It's the labour, it's the love that makes them gold though. It's just a piece of 2x4.
So when we first started collecting tin cans, we would use can openers to open them. It was super labour intensive. You'd get hard out RSI.
Can openers aren't made to do that kind of work. You can get industrial ones which are expensive and all that, but we came up with the method using an angle grinder because we want to take the whole tops off, not just the lid itself.
So basically you cut them down and they look like mini corrugated iron.
That's great. They basically are because they're metal. So we nail them and can solder them and all sorts.
And we call them tin cans, but they're not made of tin, right?
No, that's just the name that we give those cans, isn't it? But they're still, once we've got a few, they all stack up and you can get probably about 50 in a big round, compact bunch of tin cans, all waiting to be unrolled.
So why did we start making mini huts?
Well, the first mini huts we made were actually part of a proposal.
The concept was that we would make sculptures and site them around the city and the parks, and they were all going to be made for rubbish, essentially, from the streets. Just kept experimenting today. We're just obsessed with huts. We love them. We love making them. We love working with the salvage materials. You know, taking waste out of the waste stream. So what else have we been up to this month? It was the end of the warm weather. We emptied the pool. We had Kemi's birthday, and we harvested abundance of fruit trees that are on this property. There's so many fruit trees. Feijoas are our favourite. We've got how many trees up there?
There's four there.
4 feijoa trees right by the house, and feijoas are just like a classic. They're sort of a socialist fruit. You don't pay for feijoas in New Zealand. If you
pay for feijoas, you're being ripped off.
If you pay for feijoas, you are not part of a community. Most people have a feijoa tree, and if you don't have a feijoa tree, you know someone who does, and they give you free feijoas because they get so many.
They just kind of grow somewhere and get forgotten about and left alone, and then produce heaps.
Yeah, they're delicious. We love them, and it's a perfect treat to the end of summer. And autumn is coming.
You've reached the answer missed your call. Please leave a message after the beep and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.